And good morning. You're listening to Avnewscast.com on News Talk 1380.
Hello.
Okay, so it's Friday.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is a great thing. We've talked about the Obamacare kind of thing many times. No, hold on. Many times. And what was that? Was it Hobby Lobby?
Yeah, Hobby Lobby.
Yes, it was Hobby Lobby.
That had a thing going on, right?
Right.
Now, yesterday, a federal government court, 3 judges,
Here we go.
found that the founder of Domino's Pizza
Right.
is not obligated to provide health insurance for contraception.
Ah.
Why
There
not?
it goes.
They
It's
ruled
done.
in his favor yesterday.
Mhm.
He is a Roman Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
That is so sexist.
Sexist?
It is.
What do you mean?
Because, if one of those employees wants some Viagra, it's going to be all good. They're not going to say, are you
that shouldn't be
married?
either.
Huh?
That shouldn't be covered either.
But it is.
No, it's not.
I bet you it will be.
No, actually, it's not. It is not in the policy that he provides.
Angie's not.
Okay.
Angie's not.
And-
I'm not buying it.
And they ruled yesterday. In fact, they ruled in favor of a preliminary injunction in his favor that he does not have to do this.
Huh.
Okay. Now, he's the founder of Domino's. He still owns Domino's Farms. They manufacture the cheese and all this stuff. He doesn't own, presently, he has stock, but he doesn't own all the pizza, the individual pizza places.
Right.
But he still has lots of employees.
He's not the guy in the commercials, is he?
No, that's Papa John's, you think?
No.
Oh, the
no.
Domino's thing?
Yeah.
No, that's not him.
Oh, okay.
No. But this just goes to show you that's now they're starting to attack it, and they're winning.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's very silent now.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy.
what?
It's not right. It absolutely is not right. You should not be able to dictate what your personal opinions are, whether it be religious or otherwise, on how someone else wants to live their life.
Well, how about covering things that are going to save your life, and then all the fluff you take care of yourself? What's wrong with that?
Okay, across the board.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it's not the case. It's always cut on women, cut women stuff. You get beat down by your boyfriend. Oh, well, your insurance is not covering that.
Well, they're going to take care of breast cancer. I think contraception it's not a necessity. It's not something that's going to keep you alive. And that's
Well,
what
for
should be there.
some women that bleed heavily, they need contraception because it regulates their menstrual flow. How about that? It's not always all about that.
Well, you don't think even the Hobby Lobby folks would take
No.
that into consideration?
No, probably not.
No?
Bleed on.
Okay.
Oof.
Turning the page.
Oof.
Last year, I don't know if you guys remember this, but last year, a guy by the name of Casey Fury, he was a U.S. Navy shipyard worker. He was working in the shipyard on the USS Miami. It's an attack submarine, but he wanted to go home, so he set fire to the submarine,
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I guess that's one way to get out.
causing $450 million worth of damage.
He's a nut.
He is due to be sentenced today to 15 to 19 years.
You think?
In prison.
that's-
He sets fire to an attack sub
That's
because he
a nut.
wants to go home.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Listen, I had a friend that had a boyfriend
That
with
did
a
that?
problem. Yeah. After their intimacies at night, he would tell her he's going for a walk in the park, or he just likes to take a walk afterwards, and he was setting fires.
Really?
He was setting fires.
He got caught?
He got caught, and we found out watching the news one morning, and it's like 6:30.
Hey, there's Billy.
Yeah, and it's like, what's going on? And then she found out that after, hot and passionate stuff, he would go set fires.
Wow.
There was an idiot on one of my friend's ships when I was in the Navy. They're on this weird kind of ship that they loaded up with tanks. And they drive up on the beach in this huge ship, and the front opens up, and a little bridge comes out, and all the tanks go out. And then after that's done, they just sit there and wait to put the tanks back on. So they're floating out there, bored out of their minds for 9 months in the Persian Gulf. And this one kid, just fresh out of boot camp, got on there, just idiot. He had to stand watch in the tank deck, and he filled a latex glove with acetylene, and then tied it off, and he put it on the floor, and he was flipping matches at it in wartime, in the middle of the night. And it, boom!
Yeah.
Shook the whole ship, and
Of
they called
course.
general quarters, and guys with machine guns go running around everywhere. And
That's crazy.
Idiot.
He went to the brig.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did they kick him out? They should have just kicked him out.
Well, I think after he served enough time,
They gave him a timeout.
yeah.
A big one.
Moron.
He got a timeout in the corner. Yeah, I got a lot of phone calls from people hearing commercials about the Home and Garden Show and an Abidac commercial.
Hey.
Okay, which I thought was kind of cool. I haven't even heard the spot yet.
Oh.
And then I got a copy of a press release this morning from the Antelope Valley Fairgrounds talking about what's going on there. And the Home and Garden Show is Friday, March 22nd, and it goes on through Saturday and Sunday. It is free, and it goes on in this press release to talk about the free $25,000 in-ground pool that Aquafina Pools
That's hot.
is putting up. Okay? And it goes on to talk about all these prizes, a $500 gift certificate and this and this. There's not one mention in the whole press release about Abidac. Oh. And we put up $5,000 with the stuff. Yeah, you're laughing. And they
That's crazy.
They left us out. We
That's
donate
crazy.
$5,000 worth of product, and they leave us out.
Oops.
Yeah.
I know.
Well, I was going to go for the pool, but now, forget it.
Well, I don't know. I actually have to look for John here. I was going to call Wendy, but I thought I'd just relax for a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I think you let her know.
Yeah.
I think she knows now.
I have well, yeah, I know. But hi, Wendy. I have a feeling that maybe someone at the station didn't provide the information.
Oh.
So I'm going to have to.
Okay, I take it back then.
I'm going to have to talk to John Barone. So you guys, did you guys hear about the woman? She was drunk right behind Beck's on Wednesday night. She's drunk
by the bowling alley entrance.
She's drunk and runs into a pole. Mm-hmm. All right. Coming out of Beck's is an off-duty sheriff's deputy.
Oops.
Off-duty, She's in street clothes. He sees what's going on, and she tries to, it's like a hit and run. She wants to evade. Mm-hmm. So he tries to either shut off her car or grab the keys or whatever.
Yeah, good.
And they get into a struggle.
You're kidding me. Well, because she doesn't know. Because he's plain clothes, right?
Right. And he doesn't have his service revolver, but he has a private weapon, concealed carry, which somehow comes out of his holster.
Oh, no.
And falls on the ground.
Oh!
And she picks it up.
Oh, no.
And fires around. Okay?
Oh, my God.
Now, I don't know whether she fired it in his direction, but she definitely pulled the trigger. Okay? Can you, what kind of a nut?
Wow.
Okay?
Oh.
So everybody's talking
Meet her
about
off
one,
the street.
how did it get out of his holster? All right? Well, those concealed carry holsters, are not as secure as duty holsters.
Oh,
Does it have a little
get
snap
more
that
not
goes
secure
over?
items?
Some do, some don't. Okay?
Where does it end?
But you know what? Even just the fact that it fell on the ground, you've got to be an idiot to go for the gun and pick it up.
Yes.
And then what are you going to do? Fire around at what?
Well, she doesn't know he's a cop. For all she knows, he's just this man. She's drunk. She's drunk. We're forgetting that she's drunk. So she's already impaired, and someone's trying to do something. That's all she knows.
Really? That's immediately the side that you're going to take?
No,
I would believe that.
She's drunk. What is she supposed? She's not lucid. She's drunk. She's drunk, and a guy is trying to get something from her.
I'll
she
bet
doesn't
you
know
he
what
identified
it is.
himself.
She's still drunk though, so she doesn't get it.
Yeah, she's going to get it now.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Because to me,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
she
true.
chose to be drunk.
That's
she
true.
totally chose it.
right, and she chose to pick up the weapon, and the fact that
Chose
she
to
fired,
drive.
I got to see now that's attempted murder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, not just discharging a firearm. Oh, you don't agree?
I'm
with
getting
me?
a look.
No, I don't.
You don't. You know what?
I
You
don't. I
absolutely
mean,
pick a
geez,
gu-
you got to go for. I mean, granted, she made a bad choice and she's drunk. She shouldn't have been drunk. Someone should have, a friend of hers should have took her keys, or the bartender should have shut her down, or I mean, we could go back and do all these kind of retro.
The voice of reason.
It was
just
already
saying, we
attempted
could
murder
do
when she
all
got
of that.
behind the wheel drunk.
She didn't get. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Maybe I missed something. She ran into a pole in her car.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
What would you think? It was a
I
Huffy,
thought she walked
Huffy
into
bicycle?
the
Yeah, it was. You thought she walked into a pole?
I'm thinking she walked into a pole, and he's trying to get her so she doesn't get in her car.
Oh.
But regardless, she's impaired and she doesn't understand what's going on.
You're going to spin this, huh?
Yes, I have to.
Okay. Well, yesterday the state of California, and I'm leading into this, the state of California yesterday announced an increase in costs if you're caught driving while impaired. Get this. If you are under 21, first-time offense is now $22,900.
Good.
Yeah.
Over 21, $16,900. Okay?
So you would think that it would be more if you're older because you know better.
Well, yeah, and that's not legal fees.
Yeah, but you're under the legal limit, so there's extra penalties. Because
who's paying that if you're under 21?
You know what? No. Legal limit in California has nothing to do with anything because California has a zero tolerance. Even if you blow a 0.4, you're drunk. You are drunk in California. Okay?
I didn't know that. I thought you had to get that.
And I happened yesterday to be talking to somebody who, father of somebody who is over 21, but he blew a .01. .01.
Yeah.
Was convicted last week of drunk driving.
Wow.
On a .01.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, people
California
need to know.
has a zero. We are the strongest in the nation.
Good.
Zero tolerance.
We totally should be.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too.
Well,
at that point,
she shouldn't get attempted murder, though.
Couldn't you do a little scope in the morning and have enough residual alcohol in your mouth to hit
Actually, yes. You technically you could.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, the flip side to that is, though, you can take a blood test and they will check your blood. Okay. That's the flip side.
Yeah, you're like, draw me. It was scope.
and they're actually coming out with a test now where before they even take you to the police department, to the sheriff's department, they will take you straight to the hospital first.
Yeah.
They now are going to start implementing a test now for marijuana.
Oh, good.
And they will take you, they will draw your blood. It will be how many parts per million.
Right.
They'll know how long it's been since you last smoked.
Okay.
That's good.
Whether it was 2 hours or 3 months. Okay. And then they can charge you for that too.
They should, because people drive around here thinking it's not a big deal. I'm not drunk, I just smoked. And it's like, no, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
You're still seeing
impaired
double.
is impaired.
Yes, exactly.
I agree. We've got to take a break. Okay, and then we're going to come back, and when we do come back, we're going to have Kamal Al-Khatib here.
Yes.
The executive director of the Guidance Charter School. So he'll be live on the show, so stand by. You're listening to AV Newscast on News Talk Radio 1380, the Antelope Valley's #1 news talk radio program.
Every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning from 8 to 9, discover what's news in the Antelope Valley.
This isn't your grandpa's talk radio.
It sure isn't. We're going to be live, edgy, and we're not going to pull any punches. Hi, this is Steve Benson from avnewscast.com. Join me and my co-host Jeff Sheldon live on News Talk 1380 every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday morning from 8 to 9. We're taking all the technology from avnewscast.com and bringing it to News Talk Radio 1380. You can catch us on the radio, and you can watch our live video stream on your computer or smartphone. So call in and let's talk about what's affecting you in the Antelope Valley.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WAS certified, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds what the state of California recommends. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure for information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School is now going to have a full CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, track, cheerleading, and more. They're an open enrollment school, publicly funded, and have been in business for 12 years, fully approved by Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small class sizes such as 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 in 4 through 8, and just 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale today at 661-272-1701. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale, 661-272-1701. And check out their website at thegcs.org, a better high school choice.
Wildfires burn millions of acres across the country each year. And each year, wildland firefighters battle to contain them. But they can't do it alone. For some communities, it's not a question of if wildfires strike, but when. Get fire adapted. Learn what you can do now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
And welcome back to Avnewscast.com on News Talk 1380.
Hey, I'm really happy to welcome Kamal Al-Khatib. He's the executive director of the Guidance Charter School here in Palmdale. We talk about the school all the time. One of the sponsors of our radio program. Yeah. Kamal, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm glad, very, very glad to be here.
Now, you've got a new campus that's opening, and we've been talking about that as well, for grades, 7 through 12?
Yes.
And open enrollment begins next week.
Monday through Friday, 8 o'clock to 4 o'clock. And the new campus located at 37230 37th Street East in Palmdale, located across the street from the Dry Town Park.
Now, how many people can you hold on that campus?
We are anticipating 200 students in middle grades, 7th and 8th, and 600 in the upper grades.
Wow.
The numbers could, a little bit vary because we might be getting more on the 9th grade because we've been promoting this in the West Side School District, in the Palmdale School District, in churches, everywhere. So I'm anticipating more in the 9th grade because of that.
Mm-hmm. This is exciting.
Yes.
Now, a lot of people have been concerned, and we were talking before you came on the air, about safety for kids, school safety, children's safety. And you said you guys have got something new that you're coming to the table with.
Yes. Before, can we just talk about the new programs we just added, and then we can elaborate on the safety? I want to leave it like as a surprise.
Okay, go ahead.
You can set your own agenda.
I appreciate you giving me the flexibility here on the show. First of all, we just signed up an agreement last week with a company that is getting grants from the state for medical pathway careers. It's called HASB, Health and Science Initiative, basically for students who are thinking about going to medical fields, not just doctors or nurses, any medical field.
Okay.
What they do, we'll start, in the school in the 9th grade level. We start basically preparing them for that. We have more classes in science and more focus on the medical part of it and the biology and the chemistry. Also, we have agreements that we are in process of signing with the local hospitals and the Kaiser Permanente for these students to go and practice like an
internship.
Yes, like an internship, but we don't call it an internship because it doesn't fall in the same category. Right. So these kids from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade, if they want to go to medical school, any medical school, whether it's a doctor or a technician or a lab assistant or whatever, they have the opportunity to be in that environment of medical field, which is really going to give a lot of opportunity for kids who never even thought about being in that field. And we have, as I said, all of the logistics that we have to do. In San Diego, actually, the organization, the HASB, is going to provide us with the curriculum base. They're going to give us the support for the staff, and they give us whatever we need to make it successful. We are the only one in the whole entire Antelope Valley under that program.
Wow.
It's. I see so many kids when they've gotten out of school have no clue where to go, what to do, and the idea of just preparing them, finding out, getting their aptitudes beforehand, and preparing them for the continuing education, for the field that they want in the future. It's just, it's wonderful. I don't understand why it hasn't been done before.
It's called giving them guidance.
Yeah.
Well,
there it is.
There you have it.
There it is.
Here's the flag.
That's right. That's why our school is called guidance. We give you guidance at a lower level so you can make up your mind by the time you graduate. You already know what you want. Mm-hmm. So we're giving this opportunity for these kids to start thinking, am I going to be a doctor? I'm going to be a nurse? I'm going to be a technician? Some people, they might not want to go to four-year college, but at least they have the opportunity to go and be a technician and lab and a respiratory therapist or whatever they want to do in that field. At least this field, we know it's very badly needed. It's always have demand. It pays very good. So these jobs can pay mortgage.
That's what I was going to say. That's one of the few career fields out there that's looking for people. So that's wonderful.
That's absolutely, we remember our school serves about 86% kids who are on free and reduced lunch, which means socioeconomically disadvantaged. In layman word, poor kids.
Right.
So we're giving them that opportunity. I'm really very proud that we are challenging their skills to go to that level and compete with kids who are more fortunate than they are.
Yeah. No, it's amazing.
No, we talk about your school on the show, and I've said before that it's an opportunity for people to get a private school education through a public school program where they don't have to pay for the education because it's free open enrollment, right?
Yes. Guidance Charter School was established in 2001 under the Charter School Act of 1991, which allows basically community members, parents, teachers, whoever can write a charter and submit it to a local school district to be approved. If they have the ability to do that, they can establish the charter school, and is funded 100% by the state. And the difference between the charter school and a regular school district, they both classified under the Attorney General definition of a public agency. They are public agency, both of them. The difference is the charter school is a privately run and funded by the government, publicly funded. So we have the hybrid of the both, the private sector and the public sector. You're given the chance, opportunity to the parents. You can bring your child to a very small, and most of the charter schools in any district, in order for the district to approve a charter school, they have to have something that they can bring to the table is not available in that district.
Right.
So you cannot tell me, I'm going to open a charter school and the district has exactly the same thing. That is not a need. You need to fill out a need for the community. You have to be specific what you're going to do. You need to have addition to what the district doesn't have.
Right.
So
We've got a caller live on I think, that wants to talk maybe about what Kamal is talking about, so let's go ahead and put him on.
go ahead.
Hi, you're on News Talk Radio. You're live.
Hi, this is Louise.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning. I just had a couple questions for Dr. Kamal regarding his school.
I'm not a doctor yet. I'm working on it.
Okay. You said that that it was for that you had a lot of poor children and stuff like that.
Yes.
What is the criteria to get into the school? Do they have to take testing? Do they have to have a certain GPA?
No, the charter school law requires that we take the kids who apply as long as they were not expelled from other school.
Oh, okay.
So actually, the kids who are challenged, the one who are not doing very well sometimes in regular public school, they come to us because we have a smaller environment.
Right.
They get more attention, and that's why they are excelling and improving. And I'm not trying to put down, the public. We have great public schools in the area, and we're very proud of them. But the charter school environment is really different than the regular. It's a smaller environment.
When you have 40 kids in a class, it's really easy to get lost in the shuffle.
That's right.
Yeah, and I have a daughter, and she's in a class that has 36 kids or something, and she struggles, and I think that's a main reason she struggles, because she doesn't get the individual attention that she needs.
Which grade?
Right now she's in 5th, so she'll be going into 6th.
Okay, and our kids in K through 3rd, we only have 20 students. 4th through 6, we only have, 4th through 8, we only have 25.
Wow. That's a big difference.
Oh, that would be so great.
And the high school, we're only going to have 30 maximum.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
So.
And then I have my son, he's in special ed.
Yes.
And he he just needs that attention because he's got a learning disability. But he's the smartest kid in his class. So, I mean, would you guys have?
We don't have a problem accepting. We have the kids with the special needs that we are servicing. Our school district, we have an agreement with our school district, the Palmdale School District, to provide that service. And we do service kids in that, whatever difference need that they
whatever
need.
they need. Well, That's great. That's great. And I really like the new program that you guys are. I just heard about the medical pathway. It has been, yes, and we call it Medical Academy to make it simple to the people to understand, and which is really a good thing for them. Now, is it just medical, like doctors and stuff like that, technicians for people, or would it be for like veterinarians and
everything has to do with medicine?
Oh, that's so great.
See,
that's so great.
We could have left your commercial, Angelina, with physical therapy.
That's true.
Yeah. So we have enrollment week next week from the March 18 to the 22nd, from 8 o'clock in the morning to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. You're welcome to come in.
And is that the facility?
At the new facility, the across the street from Dry Town. But we have some document that you need to bring. I don't want to name all of them. Maybe I can say it one time. Basically, you need to bring the birth certificate, the immunization card, including the Tdap immunization for the 7th grader.
Okay.
And parent ID, medical insurance, if any.
Okay.
And if you are, some parents, they have divorce situation where they have guardianship situation. So we need all the documents to do that. And IEP reports, if they have any special needs, you need to bring the IEP report so we can take care of that student immediately.
Oh, that would be great. Okay, well, I'll probably see you next week then.
That's right. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Louise.
Thanks
all
for
right,
calling.
good talking to you guys. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
We have to take another break. Okay, to pay for the #1 news talk radio program in the Antelope Valley.
There we go.
So stand by. You're listening to Kamal Al-Khatib on News Talk Radio 1380, and we'll be right back.
Can you tell if these vegetables are being contaminated with bacteria that could cause paralysis? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. Use different cutting boards so that the bacteria in raw meats and seafood and their juices doesn't touch prep surfaces for other foods, like veggies. Raw food may contain bacteria that can make you very sick, or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by separating raw meats and seafood from other foods. Learn more about this and other important information. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
But with you, I can feel again. Sing, I reached out, trying to love, but I feel nothing. Oh, my heart is numb.
What you hear isn't just any beat, it's the actual heartbeat of a child in need. This is Ryan Tedder from One Republic. The beat of our new song, Feel Again, was created with heartbeats of children in need. Find out how it can help frontline health workers save millions of children at everybeatmatters.org.
Brought to you by Save the Children and the Ad Council.
And welcome back to Avnewscast.com on News Talk 1380.
So for the people that are just tuning in, we've got Kamal Al-Khatib, the Executive Director of the Guidance Charter School. live on the air. If you want to call into the show, you can. The number is 266-4420. Kamal, we were talking now. Is it bad if I say, hey, I want to talk about school safety? Or do you want me not to talk about that?
No, you can talk.
Okay.
Oh, now we can. Okay, now we're clear.
We've talked on the show before. Like for instance, in Los Angeles, the LAUSD down there is spending $4 million to put 2 people at every single school. Now they're not going to be armed, and in many cases they are teachers that they had to let go that they're trying to bring back and give them jobs and different things. And a lot of people haven't agreed with that philosophy and what they're doing. But talk to me about school safety in your schools.
Well, first of all, what you just described, I have a major problem with. Number one, they're saying that their budget cannot afford to hire more people, but they want to hire more people. Where are they going to get the money?
Right.
Number two, these guys are not armed. So if somebody's armed, it doesn't work. Third, and I heard also they want to arm some of the assistant or some of the staff, and which is another problem in my opinion, because some people can get a hold of these guns, and you're not dealing with sheriff or police officers who are very well trained. You're dealing with regular citizens who can go to the bathroom and leave their gun on the counter and somebody else get a hold of it.
And that happened a few months ago.
Which is a problem.
Yeah.
I have, in my opinion, my humble opinion, a very easy solution, which is a lot less expensive than having to do all of that. In our school next year, and I can guarantee you that we're going to do this, I already talking to some people about that. We are going to install a K9 unit, which is a dog that is going to be on campus to sniff drugs or weapons.
Oh, good.
Well, see, that's the thing. Everybody goes crazy when there's these nuts that go in there and shoot the schools, but that's not something that happens every day. The threats that you have to deal with every day are drugs and gang violence and that kind of thing, and
that's good.
That's an appropriate response, I think.
And these dogs are trained not to harm the kids, even if they find something. What they do, they just point out what it is. I already contacted the company that is going to provide it. We're going to have 2 of our security staff trained for that. They're going to go for 2 weeks, basically living with a dog, sleeping with a dog, and we're going to have basically every morning when the kids are coming to the school, the dog will be standing in the front, saluting them, welcoming to the school, and if he sees anything wrong, they will be able to find it. I want to make the school the safest school in the country. And I will guarantee you that we will have a lot of people, a lot of districts will follow our, footsteps after they find out it is not as costly as you think it is, and it is very, very, very safe. You don't need to bring guns. You don't need to bring a lot of staffing. You just have the right equipment, right tools. And, basically, our school is going to be a test, pilot program for a lot of school districts. And, in the future, if any of the other school district or any public agency, they want to utilize our service, we will be more than glad to provide them.
Yeah.
So it is a lot cheaper than paying $150 an hour for, a dog or for a canine unit. And it is very difficult to get them when you need them.
Right.
So this service will be right there, available on the spot, anytime we need him, and it is part of our staff. He will be one of the staff. He will be wearing the guidance gator staff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, canine gator dog. Yeah. So I cannot wait until that is in place, and I can guarantee you that you're going to be hearing about this and the nationwide.
Right.
Now, are you going to have this at the high school, at the new campus, or is this going to be
the high school? Yes, it's going to be on the new campus. But if we need it for the other campus, we can send our unit, go there, and take care of business. Our kids in the K6 will be less exposed to guns.
Right.
But it is more risky in the high school. You know that when you go to high school, you see what you see.
Yes.
And we don't allow that. And we are trying to make it very, very safe environment. We have trying to make it a small environment. We're trying to make it very fun environment. We're trying to make a very high standard for our kids, and very, basically no charge. And this is something you cannot find anywhere.
No, you can't. No. And if you really, if you have kids out there and you're listening to the show, or somebody that does that really, that wants to provide a private school education in a public school setting, whereas it's open enrollment, it's free. You don't have to pay $7,000-$10,000 tuition to get the great education. This is where you need to go.
Yeah, so remember, our next week, open enrollment week, is from the March 18 to the March 22nd, from 8 to 4 at the new campus, 37230, 37th Street East, across the street from Dry Town Park.
All right, well, that's great. Now, what about technology? You guys doing something when it comes to technology?
Yes.
IT technology?
Yes.
That's special to my heart.
Yes. Technology is one of the specialty. Remember, I said in order for you to bring something different to the school district as a charter, one of our special things that we do in our charter school, we teach information technology from K to 8 at this time. In order for you to graduate from 8th grade as a requirement to graduate, you have to be able to build a computer or to demonstrate in writing how the computer is built. So from kindergarten to 8th grade, we'll start teaching you about all the computer aspect of it, the software and the hardware. By the time you get to the 8th grade, you already have an excellent idea how the computer functions. Right now, our kids in 8th grade, they're preparing for the final demonstration of the computer. We have a few kids that they are actually building computers. I have my 3 kids graduated from the Guidance Charter School. They build computers. And some of the computers I use them in my business, right here in the real estate office, and one of them is the motel.
Well, they should be able to go out and get their A+ certification right out of 8th grade, huh?
Absolutely. And, when we go to the high school, that program is going to be more advanced. We're going to be talking about software and some programming and more, advanced courses. IT. In addition to that, what we added to make our charter special, we have the Arabic language, which is a world language, foreign language. The most demanded language in the world right now is Arabic and Chinese, the Mandarin. So Arabic language was added from K through 8, and we have 61% of our school population are Spanish, and about 23% African Americans. And the rest of them, mixed between white and other ethnicity, and they all learning Arabic from kindergarten and all the way to 8th grade.
Wow.
If you have a good command of the Arabic language, okay, right now, out of the gate, you can go get employed, start at $150,000 a year.
Yeah.
More than that.
Yeah.
More than
Write your own check.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, and most of the contracts are by the government, which is the law enforcement or the federal government. They are when they station you outside the United States, it's a tax-free money.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be in law enforcement. It can be in construction. It can be in infrastructure. It can be all kinds of different things. And right out of making a lot of money.
Yeah, because they need people to translate to these. Construction company developers and rebuilding the hot spots. We call them the hot spots in the world.
Right. Okay, so there you have it. So next week, starting on Monday, the Guidance Charter School at the new campus. If you've got kids, if you want to make sure that they get a private school education, okay, in a free tuition setting, small classrooms, much more individualized teaching, much better, individualized learning.
Brand new everything.
Yeah. Brand new everything.
I mean, these are going to be some exciting...
And a mascot.
Yeah.
And you get a mascot.
and we didn't talk about the exciting news about the activity that we have for the kids. The school is going to have the CIF program, full speed program, starting with soccer, basketball for both boys and girls, volleyball, baseball, track, cross country, cheerleading. And also we're going to have the music program. So whatever your talent or skills are, you can have somewhere in our school, you have some activity.
Wow.
So we are looking really forward for, to start the school year and see how things is going to start up. And also our school has uniform. I know the parents, a lot of the parents have a problem with their kids. And I don't, to be honest with you, I don't like the way some of our kids are dressed up in high school. Some of them are really dressed very tacky and trashy. And this is not the environment that we're looking to promote. We want to promote student education environment. If you are coming to school to learn, this is the school for you.
Exactly.
If you are coming to play and have, sexual or whatever activity, this is not the place for you, because we have zero tolerance for that.
Good.
In our school, you will not find, I can guarantee you that, you will not find any two kids kissing or hugging. Kids,
it's not the place.
We have
not the age. Yeah,
we have in our
spit out
school.
there.
We have something called no touch policy.
Yeah.
You cannot touch me. I cannot touch you. So if you want to touch, you can do not enroll in our school.
Good.
If you want to come to school to learn, this is the place for you.
Nice.
And I say it with every word, and I mean it.
Beautiful.
All right. I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show.
No problem. I just remind everybody, enrollment week, March 18th to the 22nd, from 8 to 4, at the new campus located at 37230, 37th Street East, across the street from Drytown Park. Hopefully to see you there. And remember, the Guidance Charter School is the best high school choice.
There you go.
Well, there you have
Absolutely.
it. Okay.
Thank you.
Stand by. You're listening to AV Newscast on News Talk Radio 1380, the Antelope Valley's #1 news talk radio program, and we'll be right back.
There's a school in Palmdale that's become the talk of the town. It's called the Guidance Charter School, and many parents say it's magical. The Guidance Charter School is WASC certified, scored 783 in academic performance, and has an educational curriculum that exceeds what the state of California recommends. The curriculum is enriched through age-appropriate exposure for information technology, arts, foreign language such as Arabic, and physical education. The Guidance Charter School is now going to have a full CIF sports program with soccer, basketball, track, cheerleading, and more. They're an open enrollment school, publicly funded, and have been in business for 12 years. Fully approved by Palmdale School District. The Guidance Charter School has small class sizes such as 20 students in grades K through 3, 25 in 4 through 8, and just 30 students in grades 9 through 12. Call the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale today at 661-272-1701. That's the Guidance Charter School in Palmdale, 661-272-1701. And check out their website at thegcs.org. A better high school choice.
Hello again. This is Bob Alvis of AV Veterans Talk here on News Talk 1380. When you hear this,
Mustang 6 Golf Foxtrot cleared for takeoff.
That means you're getting ready to fly. And that's just what we do every Friday from 11 a.m. till noon, right between Dennis Miller and Sean Hannity. Each week, we fly right into the subjects that are important to our Valley's veterans and pay tribute to those who have served and sacrificed on behalf of our country. So tune in and join our formation. Check us out on Facebook at AV Veterans or call us at 266-4420. So for now, it's Wheels Up and Blue Skies. Bob out.
This year, firefighters like Fire Chief James Hall will battle wildfires around the country in hopes of containing them. But firefighters can't do it alone.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile, where it can ignite and destroy your home and community.
Get fire adapted. Learn simple steps you can take now to reduce wildfire damage later at fireadapted.org. A public service message brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council. Learn more at fireadapted.org.
And welcome back to avnewscast.com on News Talk 1380. I see we have a phone call.
Really?
Okay. Yeah. Hello, you're listening to avnewscast.com.
Good morning.
Good morning. Is this Chris?
This is Chris Olvin calling you, Jeff.
Yay. Good morning.
Good morning.
So you have something exciting to tell us about.
I do. I appreciate this opportunity to share with your listeners something we're doing through Christ Our Savior United Methodist Church.
Mm-hmm.
We have rented the Lancaster Prime Desert Woodlands, and we'll be setting up 8 Stations of the Cross on Good Friday, which is March 29th. The stations will be there from 12:30 to 6:30. They're open to the public. We welcome all that would like to come and walk the stations, which are spread apart enough that it will truly be a time of reflective prayer, meditation, individual privacy, to visit those, to remember those words, to remember the words that Jesus spoke on Good Friday, on his path to Calvary.
Right, so I said it's such a beautiful location for it too.
You know,
I love
and
it out there.
It is, and I was just thinking as I was waiting to speak to you how, you know, the days after Jesus, church wasn't in a building. It was on the hillside. It was in the nature that God gave us. So I'm very thankful that Lancaster has made available the prime desert woodlands that is the desert as it is, not changed by man, but just preserved to be enjoyed and observed. And we are excited about the 8 different stations that have been built and will be placed there. They reflect what the Scripture says. We will have our Prayers and Squares ministry there, distributing a prayer square that has a small cross inside it. So, in a sense, people can pick up that prayer square and carry their own cross as they walk. It's about a mile loop that people will be walking to visit each station.
What is each station? I didn't understand that.
Well, we're using the 8 stations. The first one will be when Pontius Pilate condemned Jesus to die, and at that station is where we'll distribute the prayer squares, and we'll have a wash basin there. The idea being that Pontius Pilate washed his hands of it. The second station is where Jesus accepted the cross. There we're going to have a cross at an angle, and on it will be the thorn of crowns that Jesus wore. The third station is where Simon helps Jesus carry the cross. So at that station, you're going to see the cross at a little bit higher angle, and there's a painting there that Splashed by Kathy has painted, and we'll have there showing Simon's arm coming across the cross and helping Jesus. The fourth station is where Jesus spoke to the women of Jerusalem, and that's probably the one that just breaks my heart, because Jesus tells us, do not weep now, weep for the future. And we'll have a banner there on that cross. The fifth the fifth station is where Jesus' garments are gambled for. And the sixth station will be a cross lying on the ground where, if you choose, you will actually be able to strike the nail. That's when Jesus is nailed to the cross. And the seventh station is where Jesus cares for his mother. And then the 8th station will be the actual 3 crosses there on Calvary where Jesus dies.
Oh, okay.
So those will be the 8 that we have. At each station we'll also have a display board with the scripture and the number of the station, so people will be aware that they're going in the right order. And we'll also have a brochure that we'll pass out to those that are interested that will, again, have the scripture and a reflective prayer that they can read at each station.
Now, is this something that you guys do every year, or is this marking the first of many?
Inaugural. Yeah.
This is our first year with this idea, and we welcome other churches to come and use it, and we hope to build on it. The park itself is actually open from sunrise to sunset, but because of cost restrictions, we only are using it for this from 12:30 to 6:30. But in the future years, it could be available all day. Churches could use it for their own congregation, their own ministry, and we can just build on it and hope to. Because one thing I realized about Good Friday is it is truly a day of God that has not been secularized. We don't have like for Easter, we have an Easter bunny now, but on Good Friday, this truly is just God's day. And we need to remember what Good Friday was so that we can trust in the celebration we have on Easter Sunday.
Right. All right. Right. Okay, now the Prime Desert Woodlands, that's off of L, right?
It's on the curve of 35th Street West and K8. And it's a beautiful park. And, that's the other thing. People aren't even aware of it.
I was going to say, I live on K and 50th, and I didn't even know there was a park over there.
And it's large. We are only using the North Point Loop for the stations, so there's a wide area that will still be open and available for people to continue to walk. And we're hopeful for a beautiful day like we have today, and at close to 6:30, you'll see the sun setting in the west, and so as you look through the 3 crosses at Station 8 there, you will see the landscape, and then you'll see the mountains and the sunset. And what's amazing, about 4 years ago, I was blessed to be able to go to Israel, and the landscape in Israel is so similar to what we have here in the Antelope Valley.
Nice.
Yeah, it wouldn't be as authentic if you tried to pull something like that off in Tennessee. I mean, here you're really taken into it.
You are. And someone said that, Joshua trees, as I know this, do not grow many places, but one other place they do grow is in Israel. So, and the Joshua trees are just beautiful this time of year with the blossoms that are on them, and I just am hopeful that your listeners will take time out of their Good Friday and come and then report back to you guys what they thought and how it spoke to them, so we know where to go forward with it in future years.
Nice.
That's great. Well, today's show will also be up on our website, so people will be able to listen to this some more.
Well, thank you.
Thank you so much. That was quite informative.
Well, I am blessed by the work you do. We so enjoyed your program when it was at our church for the public forum before the election.
Nice.
Yes, and so you're doing good work out there, so thank you very much.
Well, thanks for calling in, Chris.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
No, we've only got a couple of minutes left.
So you've never been out
in
there?
the show?
I
No, but she didn't even know that we had a doggy park over there.
Well,
so,
that's true.
you can't.
Wow.
You just can't do that.
Yeah.
Real quick, we've talked about pocket parks.
Yes.
So now they're just completing another one in L.A. And get this, okay? It's 1,000 square feet. Okay, it's the size of a garage.
Wow.
All right. It is it's like 35 by 35. Okay, that's their park that they put there.
Right.
And by putting that park there, 900 registered sex offenders have to leave within a 13-block radius.
Wow.
Okay, that's how they're getting.
Yeah.
That's how they're doing this. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, though. I mean, I get the immediate safety of that area, but you're pushing that responsibility off on other communities. So
and they say, you know what? They don't. The city of LA says, I don't care. Let them go somewhere else, but we don't want them here. And because there are so many,
But you know what that
elementary
means?
schools- What?
Yeah.
Antelope Valley.
Just,
Eventually.
you know,
Yeah.
well,
but it's just not socially responsible to do that.
people say in the Antelope Valley we don't have that many registered sex offenders. As an example, in Little Rock, it's only 1 in 4 or 1 in
1 in 4.
What was it the other day?
Yeah, it was. It was
some
crazy number.
Yeah. In Lancaster, it's 1 in 400.
Yeah.
That's a lot, actually. She went silent on me again.
No, I mean, listen, it's there's the evil that we know, and it's the evil that we don't know. It's all about really knowing where your kids are, knowing who your kids are around, and being able to monitor that 24/7. I mean, that's all we really can do. Because if we keep on pushing the responsibility off on other communities, it doesn't make it any safer. Because you don't know the other person that hasn't gotten convicted yet of the sex offense. I mean, you just don't. So I don't necessarily agree with...
It doesn't make it any safer. You've got a few potential threats out of there anyway.
But you don't know the other ones.
Yeah, but...
Well, you're never going to know the
That's what I'm saying. That's why you got to really raise.
Yeah, but
and
instead
know
you say
what
you
your
got
kids
50 potential threats, known and unknown. If you got 45 out of there, then you got 5 left that you don't know about. But you're still got the 45 out of there.
But they could be just as dangerous.
And they could be, but
I'm just saying that we need to just raise our kids and know what our kids are doing and monitor, that whole activity. And if somebody wants to, some new guy wants to take your kid somewhere to get some ice cream, say no, people, hello. Or your nephew that is 19 and should be interested in other things. What's he taking his, get out of here.
Oh, we have to.
Oh,
and
we have to wrap it up.
Wrap them up.
Okay, you've been listening to avnewscast.com on News Talk 1380. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.